It's opening morning of Maine Residents and Non-Residents Day. It's Monday, 5:20. Legal shooting's at 5:41, I believe. It's 25 degrees out. It's pretty cold. It's gonna be kind of a perfect morning. We struggled a little bit on Residents Day. Just getting to my spot here, I saw a doe and it looked like 3 fawns just south of my house. And then as I was pulling into this new spot, there was a cow moose up in the first cut. Honestly, should have filmed. I didn't even realize that. I was so worried about getting in here, but I've got this cut that I'm going to be walking around this morning. My main goal is to get this mapped out so I know the area of this cut, and then I'll do some zigzagging in the woods on my way back to the truck, and by then it'll be 8:30 and time to go to work. So we're gonna be almost where that camera was with all those pictures of the big bucks that one year. So yeah, I guess we'll just start walking and tracking. Let's go. I did find out all of these cuts were on a different set of maps. I can't say where, but they were on Onyx, so I thought I was gonna have to track everything, but I ended up being able to look at it and cut loops and go from each cut. It's pretty nice. Ton of moose sign, not a lot of deer, not a lot of fresh deer. There's definitely some old remnants of it. I went back to my old signpost. It's not even standing anymore, but I went to the area, and only thing I saw were a few moose rubs, a bunch of moose trails, and a great big fisher. I bet you that fisher was bigger than Jack's bear. Day 2. It's a very dark and foggy day. I found some sign, nothing crazy. It almost seems like the deer kind of pushed out of there. That was a pretty cold, wet walk. I am soaked. Cootie pants are doing pretty good though. I'm still warm. Day 3, going in a new spot today. I had a pretty good buck on camera. I think it was like 450 last night. So I'm just getting up to the top of this knoll. It's literally 150 yards from the road. It's gorgeous. It's kind of, I wouldn't say right below, but kind of right west of where my blind used to be. That nice hardwood. Stump just out of the wind, just tucked back. I've got the mountain right there behind me. I've got those cuts right there. It's kind of an ideal spot. My wind's going up to my right, up towards the top of the mountain. Deer, that proves my point. There's deer up there. I'm sitting here talking, and I already glassed this spot. Snuck up, I believe they're does. Snuck up and went right to my right, and all I could see was a tail, but they're kind of on the other side of a little hump. I don't know if they're just jumping over logs or jumping because they saw me. I doubt they saw me. I was sitting here filming this intro, and oh shit, the buck and the doe were just about where that tall tree is. I came to their track, and there was definitely a good buck there. A decent buck. It wasn't a monster, but pretty decently wide foot. Just about to the top of this cut. Almost to where I saw those deer out on Friday. was also battling with the wind the whole way up, so it wasn't easy. I was just about 10 feet from getting a beautiful shot at a good buck. And it all happened about 250 yards down that cut. And he kind of took off down that ravine where those cuts kind of go. As soon as we come out, nice looking scrape onto that old road that's gonna head right down to the river where we are going to shoot a big buck. The scrape looks to be a little bit more fresh, and the rub here is an older rub with some newer scrapings on it, so it's definitely a well-used annual path. Really starting to crack down on some of these bucks' patterns. Everywhere, but we got into a lower cut from where I jumped the 2 deer and the buck last week. Ton of rubs, we've seen them all over the place, and we saw that scrape, and then this one right here. So we're hoping to get lucky, but we haven't seen much. We were parked about right here, and that buck was standing on the road right there. I mapped it out on Onyx last night. It was about 80 yards, but I don't even know if it's that. I'll bring my rangefinder when we get up there. I wish I had a video in my scope so that you could see what it looked like in my scope. It was a little dark. If that buck was in the woods at all, don't think I would have shot it. But where it was wide open, broadside, at 80 yards, felt a little bit more confident. Actually, there's my shell right there. There's one of them. I want to say there's more right here. This is our slide marks. This is where I hit the brakes, realized that there was a deer, slid. Backed up. Must have been to about right here. Yeah, there's the other one. Right here. He was almost up on that hill. Maybe 80 yards. Everything I need. All I can carry today. So we looked at it yesterday, but that buck came right out of this cut. And it's the same cut that we were in, right here. It was the same cut we were in, we were just on the opposite side. And Dad passed up on a 5-pointer right down there the other day, so there's definitely some deer in here. Let's see how big it is. There's a deer. There. It says 95 right here to my pickup. About the same. Be on the left side. I don't know if we went right through that. We'll break through this shit. So you went in and took it with the left? Yeah. So in the video, it looks like he kind of jumps right into there.
Maybe I'll take a little loop, just go right.
You can go around. so I stepped out.
Yep. It's funny that, well, up there 150 yards, you can't see the bathroom there.
No. Almost
Even down there, you can't see all the way up in here.
I'm almost thinking putting Katie up in there. I'm convinced this one was just made for Sydney.
There you
It
go.
was just beginner's luck, and
We used all our luck up now.
it sat right there and was just waiting for her to get out and shoot it. Because I've never had a deer
Yep.
like that one.
That was your choice or chance there, so
know.
it's everybody else's now. So
Yeah.
sorry.
With all the time we had, could have got our orange gun and everything.
You should check that gun because it's probably the reason.
Probably, but
You never know. That's hunting.
it's Monday morning. I slept in today because I was letting my father and my sister hunt the spot. My sister hunted pretty much right where I fired at that buck on Saturday, and Dad hunted a little bit across the road, about 2 miles away. And about 8 o'clock I get a call. Dad shot a big 8. Yeah.
What do you think of that, boys and girls? You guys quite through without a gun? Well, I got one right there if I have to. And I fired at him over there. It was kind of slashy there. I hit him a little far back, and he come right around, and he walked right through, right on this push trail, and I dropped him right there. See where the gut pile is? He come through right there. I just gutted him, drained some of the blood coming over, but
It is day 10 or 11. Honestly, can't remember now. I haven't even hunted since last Saturday. Today's Friday. Going back into right below where we were Saturday, where we were seeing a lot of the signs. I saw some nice new cuts, and we were up towards the end of them. And I like to find where they meet the road and how I gotta get up in there. So couldn't quite get them on film, but good little bull and a cow. Last week of the season, muzzleloader week. Bit of snow coming down on us. I got a feeling some of them are bedded right down in an area that I used to jump a lot of them. So basically just gonna put on a ton of miles today. Last week was a pretty good one. We actually only saw 2 deer, and they're both driving and they're both bucks. So one was a real good one, about 170 yards out, and Sydney couldn't get a shot off, couldn't see it in the scope, so never got that one. But that was a good 6 or 8 pointer, big tall rack. That was the closest we really got since I missed that big one. Just a quick little update. Made it through this dark growth here. Usually jump a lot of quick bucks in there. Just bedded down, but nothing today. I've seen a ton of tracks. Pretty good little rub right there. Definitely getting into a spot where there's been more deer coming through. Still nothing fresh. But the sign's definitely there. I just crossed a little winter road back there, and it was just all tracks. I mean, it's within a day or two, but I'm not going to take a track that's going straight south. That's a day or two old, because they could already be 20 miles that way. head to this nice little opening. Actually goes right down to the river, so works out good for me. A lot of tracks coming in and out. And almost just pulled the trigger. I had a coyote in that thick stuff. He started off from there. Heard the twig snap. It was game on, I was ready. And I could only see him a couple times, not a good shot with a rifle. Maybe, but with the muzzleloader, I don't want to reload for a dumb shot. If he was wide open, I would have been down. Had to call it quits on that big guy. He was headed right southwest hard. And yeah, if I kept going on it, I would have been walking through here at dark. It's 2:30 now and about a mile and a half, 2 miles from the road, and it's thick. So he made a big loop. I don't know if he was checking his backtrack or if he just didn't like where he was headed and wanted to go more southwest, but I'm keeping my eyes open. I'm slowly veering to the road because at this point I could be ahead of him, but I'm also coming up to a really good path. So I'm just gonna keep my eyes open and take my time and get out to the road before dark. If you're still watching, I just want to say thank you for the views. This was a pretty action-packed season, even though I didn't get a lot on film. I kind of messed up on that sense a lot, and I did a lot of vlogging. But for me, it was a good mental season, got me back in shape, what to expect, and just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun teaching Sydney some of the new things about deer hunting, bear hunting, even a little bit of moose hunting. And I know I need to work on my shooting a lot more in the off season, and that's about it. I've been able to catch up to deer, be right in front of them. Just my shooting and practice is what I really need to work on. And same with Sydney, we're gonna get working a lot in this off season. If you think you are a good shooter, we're gonna be open to some guiding next season. Really all season long. If you want to check out the website, we have bear hunts. We're possibly gonna have some moose hunts. We want to see who gets permits first. And then some archery deer, some late season muzzleloader deer maybe. But yeah, just hit us up on the website, call me, whatever, we're always open.